Hi there, just a report back from our meeting with the Premier Daniel Andrews this morning. The meeting commenced at 11:30 and went for about 50 minutes. It was a very positive meeting. It was ourselves in attendance from Danny and myself, and two members from the Police Association, Wayne Gatt, the Secretary, and the Premier and a couple of his advisors. The Premier made it quite clear that what occurred last week in regard to the outcome of the Paul Judd matter with those two women getting community corrections orders, that it wasn't sufficient and it wasn't good enough, and that the law will change. And what's being proposed is that anyone that injures emergency service workers in the course of their duties will receive the mandatory sentence of 6 months jail. No ifs, no buts. It will happen as a minimum. And of course the discretion then will be left to the magistrates or the judges to determine how long the custodial sentence should be, but the minimum will be 6 months. It's been agreed between the Premier and the unions that we will work jointly together on all the details around that and the details around the legislation. So there will be a very small working group with the Police Association, ourselves and other affected unions and the government directly out of the Premier's office to finalise the details, with the view that legislation would be put to Parliament in June and hopefully the matter would be dealt with as soon as possible. So on that basis, we're satisfied with the response from the Premier and the government, and we're pleased of their commitment last week when Minister Jill Hennessy came out straight away and said it's not good enough and the legislation will change. The Premier followed that up the next day, and also now today at our urgent meeting with him, that he's given that commitment that the legislation will change. That all comes about because of the outcry after what happened in the court case last week. Those two women, if they were facing this new legislation, would definitely receive a minimum of 6 months jail sentence. So that will happen into the future if they injure paramedics. It may not change the Paul Judd situation. The Department of Public Prosecutions is reviewing that matter, so we'll wait to see what rolls out of that. But we want to thank the Premier and the government in regard to their commitment. We'll work closely with them. We'll keep you up to date. We want to thank you for your efforts collectively and also the general public's support. And I know Paul Judd has been appreciative of what's occurred in regard to all of the support. So keep up the good work. We'll keep you informed and we'll inform you of when the writing on the trucks needs to come down, probably within the next day or so. Thank you.